What up? Over these last 24 hours, I've become a sponge trying to learn as much as I possibly can on my 1999 Suzuki Alto Works HA22S RSZ. So where we last left off, I changed the wheels to something smaller because I was previously on 15s and they were rubbing consistently. What I ended up doing is putting these 14s on by 5.5, and I thought I was getting a rubbing sound. I didn't know what I was getting, but it only happened on full lock U-turns. Over those course of those last 24 hours, I asked a bunch of people. Shout out to A44 Imports, JDM Hawaii. Everybody in the comment section was super helpful. I even joined a Suzuki Alto Works group, and I think there I got like a lot of information that I felt like was super helpful. Which brings us to today's video and my conclusion of what I want to do as far as step one and maybe even the solution. So I spoke to a couple different people that have my same exact car. Someone in Canada, this dude named Ian, he was super helpful. Someone in Japan that has this car, and a couple other people. And the dude in Japan said that his car does the same exact thing, has been doing the same exact thing since he bought it, I think like 2 years ago. And when he drives this super hard as well, it'll make that sound like on turns and stuff like that. Mine only does it on full lock U-turns, which I've also kind of learned that with these all-wheel drive cars, you never really want to do full lock U-turns just because, like, you know, it's not good for the car. So maybe the sound is just completely normal. It's a 1999 Suzuki thing. Like, you know, it's not really that big of a deal. But I was speaking to this dude named Ian. He's actually a subscriber. So if you're watching this video, shout out to you, bro. And he sent me some of the information from the manual. So I'll show it on screen right now. He told me exactly what weight I can use for the diff. Same with the transmission. He showed me like some of his parts, like an exhaust, a lot of stuff to make his better. That we actually share some of the parts. Like he has the same blow valve that I'm gonna get. He has a cooler intake. But either way, it was good speaking to people who had this car for a long period of time, and they could kind of answer some of the questions that I have. And then I spoke to my cousin John, the dude who helped me, you know, JB weld the blow valve. We've seen him on a bunch of times on the channel. And he was just telling me, you know what, step one, which a lot of people in the comments were saying too, step one is really, let's just swap out the diff fluid. So from there, we'll get a better idea if, you know, there's a lot of like heavy metal pieces, then maybe the diff was getting eat up by those 15-inch rims. If it looks relatively normal and it might just be dirty or low, then, you know, there's your solution. But I don't think it's rubbing. I do have some 13s over there that I could technically put, but I really don't think it's rubbing. I think it's, I don't know. We're going to find out, honestly. When I swap over that fluid, if it's super metal and there's a bunch of like flakes, then, you know, we kind of have an answer that maybe it's something diff related. If I swap over the fluid and it's just dirty or low or clean, then maybe, you know, on this car, I won't do full lock U-turns, which realistically, you know, who's doing full lock U-turns in a K car? Like I can do a U-turn turning my wheel like 25%. I know a lot of people also ask me, did it make this sound with the previous wheels? The thing with the previous wheels is that they were 15s and they would rub like on a 30% turn. So I would never turn it full lock just because it was rubbing so much, just like height wise on a normal turn. Like if I just turned too much or I went over a speed bump, it'll rub. So I don't think the wheels really have anything to do with it per se. I think it's just the fact that I now have smaller wheels and I'm able to do full lock U-turns. Maybe that sound was always there. I have no idea. I've owned this car for like a week. Shout out to Slater from JDM Hawaii. He was telling me that I should get an LSD additive when I swap over the fluid. The only thing is I don't know if this car even has an LSD. So what I'm gonna do now is just jack it up. I'm gonna spin one of the wheels. If they go the same way, that means it does have LSD. And if this one goes that way and that one goes the other way, that means I don't have LSD, which, you know, would answer that question as well. All right, let's see. I'm gonna spin it clockwise, meaning like this. So that wheel should also be spinning like this. No, it's not. All right, so I don't have LSD. Now let's drop this bad boy. Head to Advanced Auto Parts. Buy the right fluid. No additive needed. All right, so I just got to the right section. I need 80W90. I'm debating between this one and this one. This one says heavy duty high performance. I don't know if it's really overkill. This one, I think it's the same price basically. Maybe like a $5 difference. And then I'm wondering if I should buy one of these pumps. I've seen a bunch of videos of people using this. I don't know if I really need it. I wish they had the bag. If they had this, I would know for sure I didn't need it because I could just squeeze it out. But technically I can't, like, you know, squeeze out the bottom. At some degree, I can't really do anything about that. So I might just buy the pump as well. They don't have the size I need in the bag, sadly. End up going with the high performance. How could I not, for the good old Alto? I even found an ECU for this thing yesterday. Unfortunately, it's $1,300. And at the moment, we have bigger things to worry about. We also got the mirror coming soon. I also have the cappuccino. I still got to ship the Honda Z. If it wasn't for all that, I think I would entertain it, because after I put the N1 ECU in the cappuccino, it made a huge difference. But I'll let the next owner buy that if they want. Most likely going to sell this car in maybe like a month or so, and I don't want to go too crazy. I already have $1,500 worth of parts coming from Japan that are soon to be shipped. But let's head home now. I heard that I'm supposed to drive the car just to loosen up the gear oil, so hopefully driving to Advance and back made my life a little easier. So it's showtime. We're officially gonna get under the car. I bought my pump. I bought my 2 bottles of 80W90. I really think I probably just need 1, but better safe than sorry. The wetness you see here was me spraying some WD-40 before going on my drive to Advance. And I already broke this off. I had to jack up the car just to get some more leverage. It was pretty difficult to take off. But we can see that it has a little washer. We don't want to lose that. And then I put my finger inside, and I don't think it's low. I'm not sure where it's supposed to be at, but you can see there's some, you know, some color there. Let's now grab a 19 and drain it from the bottom. So far, so good. I don't see any metal. I believe they're supposed to be magnetic at the tip, but even the fluid itself, I'll wait till it drains and I'll show the light on it, but it doesn't look like there's metal shavings. Good news. Thank goodness. I do not want my diff to be bad. I just started falling in love with this thing. Here's a look at the gear oil. I don't really see any little particles. All that stuff is just from it being outside, but it looks good. So that's what we're working with. I guess I should have capped it off just so we could get a better idea, but I don't think there's any metal shavings. I don't think that the diff is exploding or on its way out. What I'm gonna do now is just refill it with this guy. I got the pump. Good thing I bought it. I definitely need it. Diff fluid officially swapped over. Update. So I've been driving for about 30-40 minutes. Had to go pick something up, and now I'm headed to my cousin's house. Car drives exactly the same. I haven't attempted to do a full U-turn, but on normal turns like this, you don't hear anything. See, like, it's just normal. It really only happens when I do a full lock U-turn, which, like I said earlier, is not very often. But I want him to drive it, and I want to see if he does another full lock, will the sound come back? Would it be gone? I honestly haven't attempted yet.
It'll be safe to get under here. I mean, maybe it's this play. It's got some play. But look, is it going the same way? This one goes forward.
Yeah.
My thing is weird is that why does this, to me, it's supposed to let this, I think this is posi. And like I said, there's no way to know if these is a posi. Because why open diffs? If you hold one, you should spin it. I think.
Even if it's all-wheel drive?
I mean, a diff is a diff.
And how does that get fixed? Or does it?
I think the way it fixes, you gotta shim the diff. Like, if you look at a differential, it has like a big gear.
Yeah, and then like the...
And the axles has the gears that go right? One side here, one side there.
Yeah.
Right? No.
It has like the...
think. Because I just remember here, this should be a gear right here. And it goes this way. And it meshes with the other ones. And the backlash depends how much, this is the teeth, and it rides on this gear. And some of them are like right here, or like you need a full contact. Some of them, like you gotta space them out so they go good. And gaps. Like it feels like it has gaps. Cause look, like you could turn the drive shaft so you can see, like it's almost like that same sound.
No, it sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, that's what I think. And look at I mean, if you hold one, hold that one. Just hold it. Look, it's still, like, I think there's a lot of play. Like, it feels like a lot of play. That's what I think. Like, there's a lot of play.
Is that bad?
I'm not a diff guy. I don't know.
I mean, like, could I drive it, or is it like...
No, I don't see why you can't drive it. Is it perfect? No, I don't think it's perfect. But then again, I don't know how's
a normal one supposed to be, basically,
or number one of these.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, number one of these. Yeah.
I would say I don't think you have an issue like we have an issue now. Like,
so I just left my cousin's house. I'm gonna do a couple turns right now. But based off what he was telling me is that he thinks that maybe the diff itself is a little loose. And when you're going super slow doing a U-turn, you can hear that sound. Because look, I can make a bunch of turns right now. And I can make this left. We won't get that sound. But if I do a U-turn with basically no momentum, it'll come back. Like, look, going... 2 miles per hour, full lock. Even now, it's not doing it. See, like right there. You heard that? But it has to be slow. Almost like it's stalling. But if I do a turn like this, nothing. If I come here and make a left, even come to a complete stop, make a left, no sound. Same with up here. I'll make a left, no sound. So I'm really not sure. Personally, I'm not too worried about it. Seeing how David was driving like this the entire time without him even knowing with those 15s. The only reason we even know that this sound exists is because I put the smaller wheels on there. I'm just going to head home now. I'm probably going to do some more research. I saw someone comment that I can remove something from the diff or the something and just make it front wheel drive or just rear wheel drive. I'm not sure. One of those two options, actually. And then if the sound goes away, it'll kind of... limit the things that I could still be. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. As of right now, I would say before I made this video, I was, I don't know, maybe a 7 on the scared/worried scale. And now I would say I'm maybe like a 2, maybe a 1. I'm really not too stressed about it. But I'm in this video here. Make another turn. No sound at all. The only sound we're gonna hear is that blow valve next week. And I catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.